Welcome Unidata Universe EDA customer. This YouTube video will be demo how to convert Unidata or Universe file with the decimal point data to SQL Server on Linux. By default, when you convert it, your Universe file to SQL Server, if your data include decimal point, the SQL Server result it might not be correct. I will show you how to solve this issue. So I like to create a couple sample file to demo couple different situations. The first one I use in the basic program called create file dict some sales PCT1. The basic program it just generate the sales PCT1 universe file. Normally, you have some particular field, for example, like a called sales underscore PCT field. The data is already include 6.58. So if you look at the dictionary, is for this sample file, the field is location is number 4. They're using special conversion code called MD20P minus. So on universe side, it will show you the output is correct. And just for demo purpose, I'd like to create a couple additional fields to explain the problem. So if you buy most of customer might be have a field called field 2, they're using the standard traditional MD2 conversion code. So I call U2MT2 underscore PCT. They're using the conversion code with MD2. Then the original data will be 658. So after output, it became 6.58 is correct output. And I also try to compare. I create additional just called XXX varchar as 6.58. So let's just try to compare the field 3 and field 4. So you will see how it works after you convert it. So by default, assume you already an EDA environment setup. And when you by default set up a sales PCT, because it's numeric data, so it will map into float data type by default. But after you convert it to SQL Server, the output is not correct. You see the first one, 658, becomes 0.07. The second one becomes 0.1. The third record, 2536, becomes 0.25 because conversion code caused the issue to shift to position. So after you convert it, you go back to check the record just for first records. Original, the data is 6.58, then becomes 7 combo output. It's not correct output either. So we want to solve the issue. So how can you solve it? It's pretty simple. I just like to use another file, is a sales PCT2. Actually, same thing for completely the same sales PCT1. I just create the additional field called sales underscore PCT2. But this one actually is additional using the same location is number 4, but just no conversion code. So on the universe side, when you display output, the data is same data, but it's no sales, no conversion code on sales underscore PCT2. So next, you try to mapping. By default, it will automatic. It will select all sales underscore PCT. But I can delete, put the sales underscore PCT2. So after I put this, because it's no conversion code, by default, your setup is the data type called varchar 30. But I like to change to float. So after I change the data type to float, after convert it, if you look at the SQL Server side output, you will complete correct on the sales underscore PCT2. This one is the original data, and after using this way, you got the complete correct result on the SQL Server side. If you using the on the universe, you come back to run the command on universe side, you will also get a correct result back. So that's just a way to work around the original issue. But this one definitely is just a workaround solution. We will try to fix on the next release. So the next one is just the same thing for sales PCT2 file. Then I just want to show you on latest universe, for example, like 11.3.4, actually we support decimal data type conversion. So it's a new one. You also can set up like a decimal, like a 8, 2. Then you got the output will be completely correct result on the latest universe, like 11.3.4. On early version 11.3.2 may not work. We work fine with the decimal data type conversion. So let's just for the numeric data on the single value field, and I also do the testing on the multi value field, M field, we call it M field on universe. I create the same thing called sales PCTX file. It's the you can using this basic program to create a sample file. When you try to list the dictionary, I just associate a couple of fields become associate field. So I call it PCTMV. So I also just insert one particular record called X. Then they have three M field. You will see the data look like this for universe 5. So if you look at the mapping, on the mapping, after mapping for actually is M field. So when you have this, I test on the called sales PCTX file. So I using the EDA mapping. By default, you will choose the sales underscore PCT, but I can delete sales underscore PCT. Then I can grab the PCT2 under the PCTMV underscore MV subtable. Is the table here. Then I click here to select the attribute type. It's a sales underscore PCT2. But I want to give it original name. I don't want to change it PCT2 because PCT2 is just I create additional for mapping purpose. So I change to sales underscore PCT. But if you look at the additional mapping, if you look at this one, actually that's the mapping sales PCT2 without conversion code. But for the SQL Server side, the name I changed to sales underscore PCT, not 2. So for the data type, original is varchar, I changed to float. So after convert it, you will see the SQL Server side will become is something the name still called sales underscore PCT. The data output is completely correct on the SQL Server side. When you're using the universe list command to retrieve data back, you still get the same correct result. So this for M field, so you can change it without any problem. But next, I will show you one particular problem on the single value field. So I'm using another file to demo how can you work with a single value field to change it. So let might be related to EDA schema manager tool to restrict particular attribute name mapping the SQL Server name. So you cannot change it. But I will provide another way to work around this issue. Still, you can change the field name on the SQL Server side. So for this, you mapping, then you save it the schema. But this schema still will be sales underscore PCT2, not sales underscore PCT. So this one, budget type, you can change the flow, then you can save it. But after you save it, actually we store the record called sales. That's the sales PCT schema record in the underscore ampersand EDA map ampersand schema file. So you can look at AE, then the ampersand EDA map ampersand sales PCT4 to look at the schema setting. So particular, we're looking for the field 22. So that's the record here. So particular, because we're looking for is the record field record. It's the position 4. So it basically they have two parts. The first part is table name. Second part is a field name. So I want to original sales underscore PCT2, but I want to change to sales underscore PCT. So after I change it, so you can using the AE command to change particular, you can AE command and switch to 22 and using EV. Then you can look at the, they have a file record. So this one is the just for original the sales underscore PCT2. But I just changed to sales PCT. That's for mapping to SQL Server the field name. So after this, I can file to save it back to the schema, then come back to look at the schema setting using the EDA schema manager tool. Then the field name will change to sales underscore PCT. But if you look at this one, the dictionary, the bottom one is the dictionary mapping, actually is the mapping to sales underscore PCT2 without any conversion code. So using this setting, you can convert it, then everything is correct. Also, I want the field name on the SQL Server side. It's just like universe size, the name still called sales underscore PCT. The next is also test on unit data side. The unit data side is complete same universe. This one I test on unit data 8.2.3 server, and I can complete same thing. I can create additional field, and I can, for example, for this one, I just same thing, create a sales underscore PCT2 and try to map into float data type. Then I can do the conversion to get the result I want. So next time we just try to keep it a quick demo to show you what's the difference. So first, I like to show you is the basic program. The basic program is pretty simple. So I can show you create. So basically, I just create a very small file, and after I create it, I just create the dictionary and save the dictionary, then just create a 3 sample records. So if you look at this, the sample records are just 100, 200, 300. Then first one I show you is a 658. Let's just for MT2 conversion. The third one, 6.5, let's using the no conversion code. And the fourth one is 658. The data basically is just for conversion using the MD20 P minus conversion code. So if you look at the conversion code is here, will be this conversion code. So after you run this command, you just create a file. Then after create this file, you can using this EDA map, EDA schema manager, and you just this one and right click and create the schema. Then you run the conversion. So before this, I already converted. I will show you the converted the schema. So this just by default the schema like this. It will float. So after I convert it, I can get the output. If you look at this, so this just a standard. I converted the output. So you see the output is not correct. So I can do the same thing again. I show you the result. So I can run the program. So this program, I can FIBR. So basically this program will delete the original one. And you will try to recreate it. So I will show you how to recreate it. So this one I use in EDA. So this one I like to delete the original schema. So says I want to delete it. So this one schema is gone. So I want to recreate the file. So I need to refresh. So this one actually is gone. I need to refresh the universe file. So it's still in the cache. So if I come back, universe file, sales, this file. So last one I already deleted. So I can do the same thing. So same thing, I select the data source. So mapping. So if you look at this, by default will be this one. So it will be float data type. So after this, I can EDA convert. So after you convert it, you just see the same result I just showed you before. So next I will explain a little bit for you will see just the records complete. 3 records is output. So but this way the output on the SQL Server is incorrect. The second one is the I show you is the another one using the similar program to generate call list as sales PCT2. So this one actually are using the schema. Actually, it's mapping sales underscore PCT2. So I will I show you the schema is called PCT2. So for this one, I show you sales PCT2. So when you're using this way, by default, you are mapping to PCT. But you can, for example, you can delete original PCT. Then I can drop this to here. So I will get the new mapping. But this mapping by default with bar chart, I want to float. So after I float, set up and I save it, then I can run the convert. Then you will get the correct result. So after you convert it, you will go back to look at the SQL Server side. So that's the second one. I show you the output. So you see the result is correct on this one, 65A. Let's use the MD2 conversion. That's the string, is a varchar type. And this one actually is using the no conversion code conversion. So third one, it actually is something for a decimal conversion. So I will show you the third one schema is completely the same 1, 2, but each one actually are using the decimal A2 conversion. So this one, you can see the output will be completely the same on the show you on the SQL Server side. If you look at the output on the sales PCT3, so you will see the you can use in the float type and the decimal data type. But for this type, you must be on the latest universe version. So if you look at the column description, so you will see the sales PC is the decimal data type. The fourth one, if you look at the sales PCT4, that's another testing to show you the schema setting. So for this, I close the previous one. So this one, it actually is using another program. The program name is called Create File Dict and Sales PCTX. So this one actually just try to demo the different not single value. So it will be you can look at the dictionary called Sales PCTX. So this one is using M field. So if when you're using the M field and multi-value data field to map in a PCT, that's the original standard conversion MD20P minus. But I want to additional using the same location to mapping, but I also need to add this field is part of the association. So after I do this, I can map in. So I can go back to mapping this one. So this one, if you look at the called PCT sales PCT, by default with PCT. Then PCT will become conversion code is another conversion code. So I will show you how to do this one. I can delete. So by default will be this one. So this one, you will see the conversion code will be a little bit different. So you are using this way to do the conversion. If you do this conversion, the result is not correct. So I don't want to use in this way. So I want to delete this one. I can drag another no conversion code. It's this one. So this one actually is varchar type. I want to float. So it basically is a float data type. So I can change this. Then I can let's the oh sorry. Let's not actually it's this for PCT4. Let's not I want actually it's this one. So this is I want is this one. I want to delete this one. So I delete this one. Then I want to drag this one. So this one is varchar type. I want to float. Then I want to change the field name. So for this, I can save it. But if you look at this one, the SQL Server says _PCT, but the unit data mapping actually is sales _PCT2, no conversion code. So using this way to do the conversion on the SQL Server side, then output will be this. You are correct. So the next the output actually is this one is MV field. Show you very quick. So you will see complete correct. So this one is the 658, 1029, and 25.36. So another demo, it just show you I create another file called It's called this sales PCT24. So this one actually I already converted. Before you do the conversion, you will see the data was completely the same, like a 658, 658, 658. You see, this actually is already converted, so it's a float data type. But this one, if when you by default mapping, I show you the same way I using. If you by default will be this, but this says under PCT2, actually you were using the conversion code M20P minus. So I don't want this. So basically, I just want to, I will show you this way. So for example, I delete this, then I can put this one. So when I try to change the name, first I want to change the float. Then I want to change the name to become sales under PCT. You see the name conversion code is changed. So you cannot change it. It changed. It's not correct. So I put it back. So I still using this way and float, and I save it. So after I save it, so I go back to look at the schema. So when I using AE, so ampersand EDA map ampersand sales PCT4. So let's just output here, and we just looking for 22. So you see this 22 will be PCT2. So using this way to do a conversion, the output is correct, but field name is not I want. I want to sales underscore PCT, just same universe. So I can EV. So I just want to change to the number 5. So I can C change PCT2 became PCT. So I want to the names this thing called sales under PCT. So I can save it. So after I save it, then I come back to universe, the EDA. Because it's cache, the SQL Server. So here's the EDA. So I want to disconnect. I can reconnect back. Go back to adjust sales. So I can look at this. So I can look at the sales PCT. See, this one, this time, the schema is correct. So I want to, the field name still call PCT, but the conversion based on the non-convention code, so the output will be will be correct. The last one is talking about unit data site. Unit data basically is the same. So I just show you a very quick the output. So that's the universe. So unit data would be UDA2 demo. So would be user UDA2. So this I already have called sales PCTUD. So you can, if you look at this EP, so I already have a same program called AEPP. So you are using this program with general sample file called sales PCTUD. So if sales PCT. So you see the output will complete the same. On the universe, if you look at on the SQL Server side, if you're using the same mapping, so this way are using, I can disconnect this unit data. So unit data, so it basically is the same schema using this way and change to flow data type using sales underscore PCT2. Then after I convert it, and you look at the SQL Server on the unit data side, I create another sample. It will become this one. So you will see the complete result is good. So for the unit data is almost complete same universe. But when you try to work on EDA data source, you might be some additional problem. You cannot open Microsoft ODBC driver because they have another issue. I will explain that a bit. Actually, I have another another YouTube video to explain what's going on. So because it's SSL library issue, actually two file. So lib CRYET. So when you original, that's the original one, you might see open file error. Then I need to get the lib CRYPTO from system. So basically, I just need to copy user lib 64, this one from this folder. So you can copy to here to replace the original one. Another file it's this one. So that's a two file you might be need to copy. Let's another YouTube video to explain the error. I will put on the link on the YouTube Video Studio, the comment field, so you can look at some more detail what's going on before SSL compatible issue. So hopefully you can look at this YouTube video to solve this EDA conversion issue very easy. Thank you for your watching.